welcome back to us. I'm Zayin.
And I'm Hosanna.
And happy Independence Day to all you guys out there.
And I hope you guys have an amazing Independence Day. Today is Independence Day, and we're celebrating Independence Day with all of you guys. And it is our Independence Day special. So hope you guys are having an amazing Independence Day with your friends and family and celebrating Pakistan's freedom. So today we're going to be doing the story about Ruth and Naomi. And so we thought it would be a nice idea. And we are also going to be doing this activity about we're making these hats that you guys can also make. And they're like 14th of August themed. And they're going to have a bunch of flags everywhere. And they're going to be green and white, of course. And yeah, so you can probably wear them, today, whenever you want. Take some cute pictures, do whatever you want. We're just going to be doing it for fun. Or you can also do it with your friends and family or your cousins or whoever you want to do it with. And you can do it together. It'd be a nice, fun activity to do with, anyone on the 14th of August. So once upon a time, a very long time ago, there's this woman named Naomi, and she had 2 sons. And at the time, there was a famine going on in Israel, and there was people who were dying because of starvation. There was no food and water, very little food and water. And so Naomi decided to move from Israel along with her stuff and her 2 sons, of course. Why would she leave them behind? And so her 2 sons and her went to a different country because, there was this famine going on in Israel. To save themselves from, starvation and then eventually dying, they went to a different country, moved to a different country. And over there, Naomi decided to get both of her sons married. So at the time, it was a sin to marry so if you live in Israel, it was a sin if you marry anyone from a different country and if they didn't believe in God. It was a really big sin. And because Naomi got her sons married to these other 2 women, one of them was named Orpha. And so it was a sin to marry the Gentiles and people that weren't from Israel. It was a pretty big sin and if they didn't believe in God, and if they didn't, worship God. It was a big sin, and both of her sons got married to those women, the Gentile. God was very angry with them, and eventually they died because of what they did, because they committed a sin. And that was the reason of their death. And after their death, everyone was really sad, they didn't have anyone else to take care of them. So Naomi decided to move back to Israel. Since some of her family was still in Israel, so she decided, I should probably move back to Israel. So then Naomi told both of her daughter-in-laws that you guys should probably go back to your families since, my sons are dead and you're not going to do anything here, so you should probably go back to your families and stay, live there. Orpha decided to go back, whereas Ruth said that I'm going to stay with you and my people are your people, your God is my God. So Orpha decided to move back to her parents' house, and whereas Ruth told Naomi that I'm going to stay here with you and move back to Israel. And Ruth told her that where your people are my people, your God is my God. Where you live, I'm going to live, and where you die, I'm going to die. And that only death can separate us. Naomi decided to, take Ruth with her. So Ruth and Naomi decided to go back to Israel together. When they went back, they of course didn't have any male in the house to work for them, and Naomi was pretty old, so she couldn't work, to run the house and get money and food so they can, survive. At this time, the famine was already gone. It had been so many years already, so the famine was gone. So then Naomi told Ruth that you should probably go to one of my relatives, and he owns a farm. There was a law in the Bible that God had said that anyone that is poor, in the fields, when the workers gather all the wheat strands together and they make a bunch and they're carrying, if there are any left behind, any single strands left behind on the floor, on the ground, then poor people that really need it and needy people could come along and gather all of the wheat that they can gather at that specific time. And they can take that home and make food for themselves or their family, and so they have a way to feed themselves. So this was a law that God made. So Naomi told Ruth this, and at this time Ruth was fully devoted to God. She loved God, and she had started following the path of God. And so she was like, okay, I should probably go there. And when Naomi told her about her relatives, then Ruth decided to go there, and she started picking up the wheat strands that were left behind. And so with this, they were able to eat food every single day and get some money. Naomi asked Ruth that why don't you go talk to my relative and take my name, tell him that it's me and I'm back from the other country and I've moved back to Israel, then he would probably recognize you and he would be very happy to see you. You'd probably go tell him and he would probably give us some more food or give you, some work that you can do to get some money and so we can, be able to have more food every single day. Ruth was like, okay. So the next day when Ruth went to the farm, she decided to go meet boys. She decided to go meet boys. Boys was the name of Naomi's relative. And so she went and met boys and she said that, like Naomi, I'm Naomi's daughter-in-law and she's a mother-in-law and we've moved back to Israel because, both of her sons died. And so we've decided to move back to Israel and now I've been picking up these strands of wheat all these days. And he said, oh my God, okay. And he said to the farmers, any crop, any fruit that she desires of, and any fruit or vegetable or crop that she needs. And so then he got all of that. He gave her all that stuff, all this food and crop and wheat and vegetables and fruits. And Ruth was really happy. And then he also ordered all the farmers. Now she wouldn't be drinking water from the servant's water dispenser. Now she can come and drink water in my water dispenser since she is my relative. So all the workers obviously agreed because they had to take orders from boys. And then boys told her that maybe I have all this property and because it was a law in the Bible that if there are two relatives and help and something like this happens, a similar situation occurs or appears, then they can get married to each other and then they can, so the property can be divided and so one of the relatives can help the other partner or the other relative. What they decided was that I have this other relative who has a lot of property and I have a bunch of this property too. And if you decide to get married to me, then we can, then you'd be able to have more food and we'd have a happy, normal life. Boaz said to Ruth that I have this other relative that, has a right on this before me. He's the first right to this, to getting married to you if you want to. And so Ruth agreed and she said that, only if the other relative wants to get married to me also. So then boys went and with all these elderly people and they took the decision and then that other relative came and he said, first he didn't know that he also had to marry Ruth in order to get all this property that boys had. And so when he found out, he also has to marry Ruth. So then Boaz told Ruth that he has disagreed. And so then Ruth and Boaz decided to marry each other. And after they were married, Ruth became a very, very spiritual woman. And she was devoted to God, loved God, followed the path of God. She used to worship every single day. And because of that, Boaz was very happy at how much Ruth has grown into loving God, into worshiping God. Then, since Ruth was so devoted to God and she had accepted God, even though she was from a different country and not from Israel, God was very happy with her, and He gave her many blessings, including making Christ a part of Ruth's generation. And that's the end of today's story. So now we're going to be moving on to our joys for today. So let's go. Okay, guys, so we are back now, and we are here with our drawings. We're showing you guys them in 3, 2, 1. We're showing you guys how we made them and kind of like what we made. Describe them to you guys. So you can go first and tell them what you made.
So I made Manade Pakistan, and I made the Pakistani flag, and I made Pakistan when you look at Pakistan on Google Maps or any type of map.
So I also made like the map version of Pakistan, and I wrote Pakistan right over here in like cursive. And then I made a bunch of moons and stars everywhere, and there's like these little other like diamond kind of stars, and there are these other stars. There's a bunch of stars everywhere, and they're all green, and I wrote my name right over here with 2 little sparkles. So yeah, that's the drawing. Okay, guys, we are back now, and we have our little party hats with us. Well, Zayin doesn't have his, so we're gonna do mine first, and then we're gonna do Zayin's. So we just have like these cute flag stickers. So like. Have the plain white and then the moon and star. So we're covering it up in the flags. Been doing that. And we're just gonna, so I just want to show you guys that you can use any party hat. Doesn't matter what it has, kind of design or picture or pattern it has on top. Doesn't really matter. You're just supposed to have a nice party hat, and then you can just start putting your stickers top of the party hat, and then you can tuck it underneath if there's any excess.
You don't really need a nice party hat. You can use any party hat.
Yeah, because it's going to get covered anyway.
Even
you
if
can also
you have an old party hat.
Yeah, and I thought that this would be a really nice activity for, you guys to do on the 14th of August, so today, with your friends or your cousins and your family, like a nice little activity. So that's why we're doing it.
So I'm also helping Hosanna peel some of these stickers so we can get done with this faster, and then we can start doing mine.
We're going to show you Zayin's too, but first I'm going to get done with mine. And as you guys can see, I'm tucking the rest under, just so you can also cut it up, but I prefer tucking it under. But you guys can do whatever you want to, of course. And
because I think cutting it up would take a longer process, and it'd take more time. So I just suggest tucking it. Okay guys, so I'm going to be pasting this star thing just on this, like my hat right here that I'm making. I'm making a star not to make it look like a Christmas tree, just for fun, because the star in the Pakistan flag. So now I'm going to put...
Okay guys, so right now I'm almost finished with my hat. I have, you can see the moon and stars everywhere, which I think looks pretty good. It's like a very ongoing pattern, and I really like it. I just have a little bit left to do, just the sides and corners. And I'm going to trim off the axes over here and think about putting a bigger flag or something else over here that you can concentrate on that would look nicer. Like, for example, some ribbon on the back or something like that, or like a star on top, just like Zayin did. So, yeah, I'm just going to continue doing it. So we are back now, and we have our hats with us. And as you guys can see, they're done, and they're just covered in a bunch of flags. It was pretty easy and pretty fun. We had a lot of fun. And I hope you guys also follow them and follow the idea and make some cool hats.
All you need is any type of party hat, any type of hat.
This is whatever hat. I swear 2022, Gucci's gonna start selling these. So I used these little stickers that we had, and they're just like the flag, and I put them all over, and I think it looks pretty cool. It's a cute look. And Zayin, what did you do?
I used these paper ones, and I used this one glue stick to glue some of these on, and I made this hat.
So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, our 14th of August special, and all the activities and drawings that we did in our story. Comment below the more for today's story. Also subscribe to our channel, give this video a big, big thumbs up. Also, turn on the post notification bell so you get notified every single time we post or upload a new video.
Guys, let's celebrate the 14th of August with peace, love, and freedom. See you guys tomorrow at the Temple of God Church Sunday School.
Stay safe, God bless you, happy